Hello, Kizomba friends, and welcome back to the Kizomba Conversations podcast. If you're listening on Spotify or another podcast app, don't forget you can also watch our guests in action on our YouTube channel at Kizomba Conversations. We hope you enjoy the episode. Welcome to another episode of Kizomba Conversations. As always, I'm your host, Victor. Today, we are joined by a super talented DJ. DJ Tatiana, all the way from Russia, is here to talk to us about her Kizomba journey. She's not only passionate about Kizomba, but she's passionate about DJing. So let's welcome Tatiana to the podcast. Hello, Tatiana. How are you?
Hello, Victor. Hello, my dear friends who are going to listen to our podcast. And thank you so much to invite me for your conversations, for your podcast. And my name is Tatiana. I'm a DJ Tati. And yeah, let's talk.
Let's talk. Okay, no, fantastic. And thank you very much for joining us. It's great to have you. And we're looking forward to a conversation with you, DJ Tatiana, because I know that you love Kizomba and I know you've been DJing for a while and we really want to hear that story of yours. Okay. But as always, the first thing we want to do is find out a bit about you. So tell the people listening, the people watching, who is DJ Tatiana or DJ Tati? Where are you from? Give us a bit about your background.
Okay. So yeah, like you said, I'm from Russia and now currently I'm living in Moscow, but I wasn't born in Moscow. I was born in south of Russia. It was a small city and I'm actually happy about my childhood to spend not in such dynamic city as Moscow is. And it was safe environment, really nice people around. I have a lot of friends. Now, unfortunately, we lost our contacts. You know how it's going because I left the city around 15 years old. My family moved to Moscow. So I had to find some new friends here. And actually, music helped me with this. Yeah, this is how it started.
You obviously mentioned the word there, music started, okay, and
Yeah.
a particular kind of music that we all know. So, Tatiana, talk to us about Kizomba then. Obviously, you're a DJ now, but how did everything start in terms of you becoming a Kizomba DJ? How did that happen?
It happened actually very, very far from Kizomba. Back then, back to the days, I started with Bachata actually. After my divorce, I had to make some fresh energy. I wanted to do something shakes up and decided to go to dance school and started to learn how to dance Bachata. And at some point, I started to visit parties, school parties. Mostly it was about Bachata, but sometimes the Bachata parties play some other music. And at some point, I've heard Creole of Mika Mendes. It was 2012. And at this time, when I've heard this song, I was like, what's the magic? What's the song? What's nice music? I need to learn more about this. What is this? What is the type of dance or music is that? Now we know that it's not really Kizomba in our understanding what Kizomba is, but at those time, there were not big difference between Zouk, Kizomba, Semba. We call it everything, even urban kids born in those times.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I started to dig the music, started to search something I can find.
So you were talking about bachata, right? So
Yeah.
you went to a bachata class and you used to dance bachata, right? That's what you were saying, yeah? And you
Yeah.
really enjoyed that. So then you said that so in that bachata club or that event, there was a Kizomba room. Is that what you were saying?
Well, it was not really Kizomba room. It was a mixed party, mostly about bachata.
Okay.
But I found out that this dance school, they provide also Kizomba lessons. So I decided, okay, let's try what's happening there. What is this about this dance? The dance teachers, these people, it's a couple, and the guy, he spent some time in Angola. That's why he brought this dance to Moscow. And these teachers, they were the first and only Kizomba teachers in Moscow back in the days. Now, of course, there are a lot of different schools, different teachers. So I started to visit their lessons and started to learn.
Yeah. Fantastic.
And yeah,
Yeah. So what were their names?
It's Nadine. She's pretty known person in Kizomba world, and all over the world. She created together with her husband Ilya. So it was this dance couple, and they created Kizafro. This festival is very popular. This was the first festival of Kizomba music, of Kizomba dance in Russia. So this year, I think they celebrate like 11 or 12th anniversary. So it's pretty old festival and very well known.
Okay, all right. So that's a little bit about how you found Kizomba. All right. What was
Yeah.
it like when do you remember the class that you took? You said you loved the music. You said Mika Mendes in that song, more Ghetto Zouk. But do you remember the first class, how it was? How was that for you?
The first my impression was like, there is nothing difficult. You just need to follow the steps. You just need to follow the leader, and that's it. At the same time, it has their own rules, their own steps, and some tricks. You should know how to. You should know better about your body. How does it move? How can you create the movements? And it's important how teachers explain, not just to show you should just repeat this and that, but also explain how this part of your body responds to the impulse from the partner. Or it's also for ladies, it's important to show their beauty and to show their style. It's also, you need to know how to move your body.
Absolutely.
So it's training as well.
Yeah. So you fell in love with all of that stuff, right?
Right. And I think as all the people, I was in love of those videos of Sarah Lopez and Albir. And I think when you see those people dancing, you cannot be without love to this dance. Also, Feliciana and Isabel. Yeah. Those
So those
couples
videos were
inspired.
viral videos years
Yeah.
ago. And obviously, yeah, then you got the music as well. And yeah, no. So I get it. It's the same. It's a very common story. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But then you get into it, then a little bit more about Kizomba, then you start to separate what is Ghetto Zouk, what's Kizomba, what's Urban Kids, and you start to understand a little bit more. So, okay. No, cool. Okay, Tati. So then you're a DJ, all right? And you've been DJing for some time, a decade of DJing, yeah. And I believe that your DJing started somewhat unexpectedly, if I'm not mistaken. A friend pushed you into it to take your first step. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's correct. It was actually a little bit weird, a funny story back in the days. Yeah, my friend, she was also a teacher. She's still teaching Kizomba. And those time, it was just one party in the week of Kizomba. It was literally like a
Yeah.
legendary party. And my friend Tatiana, she decided,
So she has
I
the
would
same
like,
name as you.
yeah, she has the
Okay.
same name as me. And she said, okay, I'm going to make party as well. And I was like, no, it's not real. Nobody will go to this. But she was straightforward. She decided to do it. And I at some point I shared with her that I like so much music of Kizomba. I have so many songs, and sometimes at the party, which is just one in a week, and I think I would create this combination of the songs, or I would put this song after that. I just shared with her my thoughts, and she said, "Would you like to try to be a DJ?" I said, "No, it's not possible." So, who am I, and where am I, and to work with computer to software? Even though actually I didn't mention that I have a musical background, I have trained in a musical school for piano, so I have 7 years of piano. And yeah, my whole life is dedicated to music. I listen all the time music since very early age. So, but still, I didn't realize that it can be indeed happen in my life. And she said, "Okay, I will make a DJF from you." I said, "No, it's not possible." She said, "Okay, just try." And first party, it was mixed party with Kizomba and salsa and bachata, little bit of salsa, little bit of bachata. I had software. I just put music to the software, and it was just a laptop, no controller, no headphones, nothing. So it was started really weird like that, but people started to give me and to her nice feedbacks about the musical collection, music choice. And we started together a little bit, learn how to do it better. At some point, she brought this gadget where you could plug in the headphones and you can pre-listen the music. And I was like, it's not possible. It's like a magic. You can listen one song going in your headphones and another song is going to the dance floor. Now, it sounds like unprofessional at all. It sounds so weird and strange, but that was my way to be a DJ.
Wow. Great.
And later, a bit later, I got my first controller as a gift, and I said to myself, okay, now it should be starting to be more serious. And I went to Pioneer DJ school. So I learned how to do it really professionally. And then I got my better controller, more professional. Now it's my third controller. Yeah. And step by step, it became more professional, more technically skilled, etc., etc. So like that.
So every time you see your friend Tatiana, do you always say thank you? Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you.
really,
Thank you.
literally. We now do not talk more. We do not talk much, but still, I said I didn't believe. I didn't believe that
Yeah.
may happen.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's great. And it's great to hear. I like to hear origin stories about how things happen. And sometimes things happen unexpectedly and they take you down a different path. And before you know it, you're doing something that you really, really enjoy. So I like those kind of stories. So it's great to hear. Great to hear. So
Yeah.
I want to ask you then. So, I want to find out, obviously, you've been doing it for 10 years unexpectedly, but you're doing it professionally. You went to professional school to do it as well. But can you describe then what it felt like to transition from loving the music like you do? Yeah, to actually controlling now the entire vibe of a room. How did that feel, especially in the first days, early days?
I can tell you that still I am feeling little bit stressful before any of my performance. Even it's in a festival or it's just a party, regular party, I still feel a small trembling. But at the same time, I think this helps to feel better the audience, to feel better the people, this sensitivity. First of all, from my point of view, if you would like to be a DJ, first of all, it's a foundation. You should get your skills, your technical skills, and constantly train them to use different transitions. So you don't have to think which button should I push now or which knob I should turn or how it is. It should be like automatically in your hands like that. And then the emotion part coming. Then you feel the people, you feel what they would like to hear right now. At the same time, yes, as they say, we as a DJ, we kind of a little bit heading these people, heading and changing the direction of the party, changing their mood. We kind of control the situation, but I think this is something like we do it not to manipulate, but to bring people to better experience, to better connections, something like that.
Yeah. And you mentioned there as well that before you mentioned that it was like an impossible dream. Yeah. Because you were like, I think you were doubting yourself, right? Maybe before.
Well,
So,
to be honest with you, I still doubting if I'm doing right or wrong.
yeah.
Still, I have my own um, perception, my own thing, what should be happening on the dance floor, but you can never predict in advance how
Yeah.
your set will go. So
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. What I'm trying to find out is so because you said it before, it was like an impossible dream. And obviously, you go through things. I'm sure there's going to be times where you might have doubted yourself. But what kept you pushing? What kept pushing you through to say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to stick with this DJing thing.
that's interesting question. And there was several times in my DJ career, in my career, that I was so doubting myself that my music is not welcomed, that nobody appreciate what I'm doing and I'm doing for nothing. I mean, nobody needs this. And I have my friend and another friend, and at some point she she's trying to write a book. And also she is doing her articles somewhere in the internet, like blog. And she said, even though I have 5 subscribers, even though I have 5 readers, they are mine readers and they appreciate what I'm doing. They're waiting for some news from me, and I'm doing just for them. And it also helps you to keep on the track, as well as love what you are doing. For example, I really like doing what I'm doing. I like to search for new songs. I like to dedicate my time to some technical tricks, even though I'm not that good, still a lot of things to be learned. But I just love to share which games I found. And I want people listen to them, and I want to present them, and that they have a good mood. They have their emotions on the dance floor. That's so you cannot imagine how contagious is this. When I see people, they smiling to me. They show me like hearts, something gestures which shows that they like what I'm doing. That's important, and this is really helps, and this is really keep to stay longer.
Excellent. Yeah, excellent. And that feedback is really, really important. And obviously, we're going to have times when we're going to be questioning ourselves, thinking, why are we even doing this? Do people appreciate me? But when you get those people that appreciate you, even if it's only 5, 2, or whatever it might be, you think, okay, right, this is why I'm doing this, if it's touching somebody. So I totally understand that, and I get that. But it's great that you keep pushing on and you keep pushing through. So just keep it up. I know it's been 10 years, but keep going. That's what I'm trying to say.
Until I have this energy, exactly. I think that's the important part. Are you ready to share what you have in your heart, in your soul? That's important. Until you have this energy, until you have this inspiration inside yourself as well. Yes, we talk about some doubts and in yourself, but until then, I'm doing my best to entertain people, to let them forget about their troubles and just have fun and joy on the dance floor.
100%. Keep going, keep going. And then what about, so obviously you've performed on some big festivals, some major events, So what about the nerves when you do those ones? Is it bigger even, or is it still the same level of nerves?
Well, for sure, when I perform on big stages, the temperature is higher. Let's say like that. Of course, I would say better that responsibility is bigger.
Yes.
But at the same time, I must confess that I cannot do my job. Do you have any expression to do a job just like to do it without any passion, just to make it quickly, not precisely, something like that?
I know what you mean. You can't do it without your heart being
You
in it,
can
right?
do it. Even though, sometimes I'm opening the parties and sometimes it's just, I don't know, 5 couples on the big festival, just beginning of the party. But still, I have my responsibility in front of those 5 couples. I don't want them feel lost just because they are, or even probably just one couple. So it's the same responsibility. But then the stress is bigger when you have big audience.
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
true.
Yeah.
I have one story. It was on a very, very big festival, and I just started to mix. It was full dance floor. And as soon as just started, something happened with electricity and everything turned. And I was like, okay, I need to breathe. And people hold, and I'm frozen. And I was like, what I'm going to do now? What should I do then? And there's someone from technical stuff. They came, they did things. It was less than a minute, but for me it was like
It was
it's
like
like 1 hour.
forever, right?
Yes.
Forever. Even the people in the crowd, the audience, it feels like forever for them,
Yes, but this is also a part of being a DJ, to resist the stresses which may happen anytime, whatever. So
Absolutely.
many
And that could,
stresses you cannot imagine.
Yeah, no, I can. Well, yeah, and the thing is, they literally can happen at any time, right? Anytime. So you can't always be prepared for that. But
Or
no,
for
well,
example, once I was mixing at a party. It was regular party somewhere in Europe, and I was on stage, and behind me it was sofas, and people were sitting there behind me. So there was dance floor in front of me, and also people behind me, and they were just drinking, chilling, and also smoking shisha. And the person who bringing this shisha, they come so close to me with this hot stuff. I was like, oh my god.
Okay. Yeah.
Just don't touch me with this hot thing.
Yeah.
I don't
Exactly.
want to be burned.
Burn on stage, right? You won't do that.
It was literally would be like burned on stage.
Yeah, lots of things that you can't. Yeah, no, okay, yeah, I get it. Lots of things that you can't control there, but okay, you manage it well. You manage it well.
I'm doing my best.
I think all you DJs manage it well. All the DJs manage it well. And speaking of all DJs, I want to talk to you now about the female perspective on DJing. All right. So obviously, we know that DJing generally is more male dominated. You know, that's just a fact. It's just what it is. And, you know, you're a female DJ on the scene. And I just want to find out from you, have there been, you know, have you encountered any challenges from being a female in a male kind of dominated area?
That's the very big and very nice question. And thank you so much, Victor, that you rise up this topic. To be honest with you, now the situation with female DJs is getting better and better. I see a lot of newcomers, the new ladies are coming, and they are passionate. They are digging the skills, and they bring something new to the scene, definitely. When I started, it was literally one or two female DJs. I remember Lisa Rose and I remember Roxana. She's from Italy. Now I don't see on the Kizomba scene her, but it was literally just a couple of female DJs. And it was kind of a challenge to show that me as a DJ, I'm not bad, I'm not worse than a female, than male guys. Once I talked to one popular DJ and he told me one thing, that no matter are you a female or male, you should be a good DJ. And that's it. Yeah. So, you know, I think it's kind of my also mission to highlight a female DJ in Kizomba scene, because I feel a little bit upset when I see that there are lineups without no female DJs, no ladies at all. Now, like I said, the situation is getting better, and now it's become more popular. Now I should say, now kind of a trend that the lineup should have at least one female DJ. But I remember a lot of festivals where I was the only female DJ amongst other guys. And it's not about competition. No, it's about that my personal attitude is that what women can bring to the dance floor. It's more emotional part. Guys, of course, they're also emotional, don't get me wrong. The thing is that women, we feel a little bit different rather than men. And we create our stories on the dance floor, our stories on the set, musical set, a bit different. I should say it's more emotional. And I really would like this emotionality, sensuality, I don't know, some gentle things, some tenderness to the dance floor. It doesn't, I don't want to say that women cannot do hard stuff like hard urban or tarasho. Of course, we can do everything. It's just a little bit different. So I would really love that dancers feel this other way. And sometimes it looks like or sounded like the same. The set is the same. It's good, but nothing touches you. So my personal opinion that women can do this emotional part more brighter, let's say like that.
Yeah, it's interesting. So it's interesting, this part. And the reason why I say that is because when I asked you the question about, you know, more women on the scene, and you said, you know, there should be, women can do the same as men, and they absolutely can. You know, I almost don't want to have this conversation with you, but I have to. I don't want to bring up the word female DJ, but I have to, because it is what it is, right? And there's so many men, so you have to address it. But what I was going to say to you is that if I was to close my eyes and just listen to music I don't know if it was a man doing it or if it's a woman doing it, but I like what I'm hearing. It doesn't really matter if you're a male or a female. It doesn't matter at all.
Of course.
Yeah. That's one
Of
part. So
course.
that's interesting. But then what we were talking about here now is that you're talking about different energies in terms of, you know, women bring more emotion. So now I'm thinking, okay, well, if I did close my eyes, would I recognize that it is a woman or a male? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, you know, that's also an interesting question. I never thought about this, but if we try to discuss or
Yeah, well, unpack it basically. Yeah.
unpack, express our own opinions about that, to be honest with you, I think that I could recognize whether it's a girl or a boy.
Well,
I mean,
that's
a guy
interesting. Yeah.
or um, a woman, just because, you know, I think guys, they more about to show their technical skills. Like, this is how can I do these transitions? You see, I can mix this song that well. You never recognize this song because I mixed it with that song. And this is tricks and that something like showing themselves
Yeah.
a little bit. It's not bad again, but with a woman, it's more like a fluid, you know? It's like a flow. It's more the whole thing. But you see, it's different. It's not something, this is good, this is bad. No, it's just different. So
Yeah.
I think a woman can bring more stability or something like that in good terms.
Yeah. And you know what? Again, I would never have thought of that before until we having this conversation. So that's really interesting to hear. So now I'm going to be listening to some music, just going to put it on, and I'm going to say to myself, let me play a game here. Let me see if I can tell.
The thing is that probably if you search for mixtapes in, I don't know, in SoundCloud, but more likely you will find mostly male
Yeah.
sets
Okay.
other than girls.
Yeah.
But I think the time is changing, and
Yeah.
now, like I said, girls
Yeah.
come more
Yeah.
to the scene.
Yeah. No,
I'm
I
happy
think
with
it's,
this.
yeah. And it's same here. And I think it's really interesting what you said. I never thought of it in that way before. But obviously, you've been doing this for many years and you know the differences. So it's just interesting to get that education. Okay. So in terms of female representation then, how important do you think it is to have representation for women on the Kizomba scene when it comes to DJing?
Like I said earlier, what we can bring to this Kizomba scene or in any scene in any world. So it's some additional colors, some brightness, and it's all about the balance, right? It can be the world cannot be just black or just white or gray, whatever. It's more beautiful when it has the diversity, when you can change something in your dancing as well, for example, because you will feel something new, probably new melodies, and probably you can feel new emotions through this set of female. So for me, it's important to have female to make the world more of Kizomba world, let's say like that, to
Yeah.
to make it more interesting, to make it to have a lot of varieties. It's something like a fresh air, let's
Sure.
say.
No, I understand. And to make it more balanced as well, right?
Right, for
Yeah.
sure. Like yin and
Absolutely.
yang.
Yeah, yin and yang, 100%. Yeah, yes. No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree with you. And you know, we definitely want to see more coming out. I know there's way more than before, but we want to see even more to get that rich mixture for the
Absolutely.
scene. You know, that's going to be
Absolutely.
fantastic. So, yeah.
You know, Victor, what I wanted also to add that, for example, during the pandemic, we had those streams of women world DJs. It was like a group of female DJs, and we had DJs from literally all over the world, from United States, from Canada, from Italy, France, Great Britain, from Australia, Japan, Thailand, Singapore. So it was so fantastic. It's so empowering and so fulfilling that I was so really, I was so inspired to have all those ladies. Each of them has their own unique style, and it was so motivating to continue growing, to see that you are not alone. For also because I didn't realize that there are so many girls, and when I'm asking anybody, how many female DJ do you know? Hardly ever people can find 5. But there are, trust me, it's maybe, I don't know. For example, in Women World DJ, we had like 40 DJs of female, and now there are even more. Now I think I could make a list of 60 female DJs, and most of them are really talented. So it would be nice that the world could see their talent, could see what history, what they can share with you. They have inside, what talent of them keeping inside.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, no, great.
I'm sorry that I speak a little bit probably plain because I'm a little bit nervous.
Speak perfect, completely fine. 100%. And obviously, English is not your first language as well. So please
Right.
don't worry about that. But no, 100%. So we get that. Yeah, and absolutely.
I'm trying to use some nice words. I mean, also to make the conversation more
It's
vivid.
fine. It's cool. I'm understanding it. Not a problem. But yes, we definitely want to see more representation there. So that's great. And then yourself, Tati, what impact do you want to have on other women who aspire to follow this path of DJing? What impact do you want to have on some females?
You know, I would like that girls to be bold to become a DJ. They do not afraid to become. Sometimes they are too shy that it's not possible. But as you know, my way back in the days, I thought it's unrealistic at all, but it's possible. So first of all, I would like, with my example, if I can say that, to not be afraid to start this path, and that if you really passionate about music, if you really would like to share what you have, what you would like to say to the people, because we talk to people, it's our conversation to the crowd, right? So if you have to say something, if you want to say something, if you have in your heart, in your soul, those fire which you would like to share with the people, why not just try? And I was really surprised. Once one lady, she came to me and she said that looking on me, she would like to be a DJ, and she started to do something. And I was so touched by this conversation. And after that, some girls came to me. So it's not just once. And I was so surprised about that. And it so inspired me that I'm on the right way, that I help girls present themselves, to show themselves up, and to open their talent, to open what they can do to other people. It's so exciting, you cannot imagine, and so motivating.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
I
really
think
nice.
I think it's great, and I think it goes back to the conversation we had earlier when you were saying about, who am I to be doing this? And your friend pushed you. It's exactly the same thing, right? So now you're
Yes.
doing that, and then you're having an impact on those ladies as well.
You know, I don't want to say that I'm a role model, but if I am a role model for someone to be better, to express themselves, and moreover, to share what they have inside, that's something fantastic. I think it's the best compliment I ever had.
Great, and congratulations. And I'm happy that
Thank you.
that person wants to do that. There's obviously going to be many more as well. So keep up the good work with that, Tatiana.
Thank
And
you.
you know, another thing about being a DJ, well, a very important thing about being a DJ, is the art of reading the room. Right? I think we've talked about it a little bit before, but just want to talk to this about this
Yeah.
bit. Yeah. So Kizomba is deeply connected with, well, you could say energy and emotion. Maybe, well, energy definitely when you're dancing, and could be emotion as well. So people come to Kizomba for lots of different reasons. They want to de-stress, they just love the music, they want to hang out with friends. But the point is they're coming out to have a good time. And then as a DJ, you're kind of making that for them. It's a bit of a responsibility on your part, which is why we were talking about nerves before. All right. So my question is, what's the secret when you're DJing, to keeping the dance floor alive? What do you do? What do you look out for?
And that's a really interesting question, but I think every DJ came through this, how to read the people, how to read their energy. And I can tell you the truth.
Okay.
First about myself, that sometimes I am stuck in the energy and I stuck in myself, and literally I don't know what to play. and I'm just, okay, I will play my favorite songs and see where it's going on. It's like this inspiration. It came, I don't know how it come and where it comes from. Probably it's literally from the dance floor. And sometimes we spoke to DJs and sometimes we said to each other, well, tonight was difficult, something not going well. I don't know why. The energy in the room, something heavy. But to be honest, sometimes it happened, not all the time. Otherwise, I think we would be drawn emotionally every time. But most of the time, first, for me, which is important, it's, I don't know, it's on the subconscious thing. It's something like literally subconscious, because I, I think I would put this song, but I watch the dances and say, no, they don't want to change the energy. They, for example, they want to do something romantic now. They want to have in romantic mood, and I change the way to romantic mood, for example. Also, I notice sometimes I watch some of my friends, for example, and I watch how do they dance. Do they connect it to the partner, or they split? Means that for me, it's a signal that something is going wrong. So I know there are debates as well that how we can make more vivid and let's to change partners more often, because Kizomba is the dance when you can dance, I don't know, hours with one partner. So personally, I think it's very nice if people have their connection. What can be more beautiful? It means that my story is good for them, for example. And how to read the people, you should watch them. You should watch. And sometimes I connect with the eyes of dancers and they smile to me and I understand that I'm doing good. And or I smile and got the smile back. This is exchanging of small gestures of, I don't know, sighs, smiles. That's something that helps to understand what people would like to have right now.
Yeah,
Something
no.
like that.
Great, great, great. And thank you for being honest in that answer in terms of saying that, sometimes you don't know what to play next.
Yeah.
So not everyone's that honest. So, yeah.
I can tell you this, that I have a son, he's 20 years old, and he's doing his not electronic painting on the computer, not really with pens or whatever, but it's on the computers. And sometimes he come to me and say, I don't know what to draw. I don't know what I want to express because there is nothing. I'm empty. And I totally understand that sometimes I come to the party and I understand I'm empty. I don't know how can I manage the party. That's the real thing. I don't say it's come often, but sometimes probably I have too many things going on in my head, but it happens. But the good thing here is then you need just to start. You start. When I'm stuck like that, like I said, I put my own favorite melodies and they help me to grab this energy to go the flow, to find the flow and go with the flow.
Fantastic. And it comes because you'll feel it, something will happen, and also the experience that you have as well. So that's great, Tatiana. But one question I want to ask you though, because it's great, everything is great, right? And you mentioned about when you get the feedback, you get the eyes, you get the smile, and it's good. What happens if you get not a smile or a different look or one that's not so pleasing?
Yeah,
How do you
it's
handle
also
that?
happened. Let's be honest. It's also happened. For example, I think that this song will be great for the moment, but it doesn't. So, and I see that people are leaving the dance floor, and that's the sign that I need to change something. That I'm trying. Okay, I will change this to this flow. I will change to this genre. Let's see if they come back or not. They're
Yeah.
not come back. Okay, then sometimes I need to search which mood is better for the moment, because I feel, for example, it's romantic part, but the dance floor thinks that the time to urban running,
Yeah.
So you need to adopt, you need to adjust. Sometimes, well, you can say, for example, you're a DJ, you can manage the dance floor and manipulate them, something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah.
that you can lead them whatever you want. Yeah, sometimes we do like that. But like I said, it's not all the time. Sometimes the dance floor order to you. No, we are not going to do this romantic. We don't need this slow, smooth stuff. Just give us some hard urban. So it's
sometimes it can be a
the
tricky
beauty.
night.
Absolutely. And the beauty of this, that this is alive. And
Yes, exactly.
it's not something solid. You cannot change it. No, it's very alive. The party, everybody has its own heart.
100%. And I like what you said as well about, sometimes with you DJs, you kind of talk and you say, oh, this is not going so good, or, what can we do here? I like the fact that you kind of help each other there as well to get through it. So that's really great as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Then what about personal life then and passion? Okay. Just a personal question, how has DJing helped you heal and grow, I don't know, personally over the years? Has it helped you with anything personally, DJing? Do you switch off when you're behind the deck sometimes?
It's literally the music is for me, it's a therapy. I think from most artists, especially from DJs or musicians, you can hear the same words that it's like a therapy. If you come with the bad mood full of those thoughts which are around in your head and you come to the decks and started to play and you literally forget about these problems and it's literally healing. And that's also a beautiful part of being a DJ because I know for sure now, maybe 10 years ago, I was not that sure, but now I'm absolutely, I know that I help to people. Maybe not all. Maybe my music is not, maybe there are people who don't like what I'm doing, but there are people who I know I help with my music, with my reading of the story. And personally for me, yes, sometimes I have those dawns and this literally dragging me from those dark sides.
Yes.
Honestly.
No, excellent. Yeah, that's what we want. That's what we want to hear. Okay. So it's good that what you do helps you through whatever you need, basically. So that's great. And then how do you keep finding your inspiration? How do you found new sounds or new techniques or whatever inspiration to keep going?
Right. I constantly listen to the music. Constantly. I go to work, I'm driving my car, I'm doing cleaning, some housing things, and I always listen the music. I listen to sets of DJs. It's also for inspiration. I'm not afraid to tell that I like to listen other DJs, and sometimes I do Shazam what they're playing.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, and I cannot embrace the whole music in the world. That's why if I hear the music which is touching me, of course I will do Shazam. Of course I'm surfing the musical sites like SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, and I'm trying to listen not just from Kizomba music. I try to listen other kind of stuff like R&B, classical music, rock music. Of course, it's less now.
Well, I wanted to ask you
Kizomba.
what percentage of your music listening is Kizomba, would you say, compared to others?
To be honest, it's less, something like 80%, I think, 80%. Most of all, it's Kizomba and around. By Kizomba, I understand, and hope everybody understand here, it's also Ezuk, also urban, it's even compa, semba, getazouk, all those melodies we have.
Yeah. I'm sure you mix them all into your sets, right? All of them.
Right.
You like compa?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
It's my it's my new passion. I was, I think it was something like 2017, 18. I was in the party in Paris, and first time in my life I've heard compa. And like it was in 2012, I cannot imagine my life now without compa.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
I don't know it's fantastic. What is the magic in compa? Why is that?
Well, it's
attractive.
It's the same. What's the magic in Kizomba? Why? Why are we
Yes,
sitting
that's
here talking
something.
about it, right? It just hits you, right? It just hits you.
Exactly.
It's a feeling.
We dedicate the whole conversations about why we
Yeah.
love Kizomba, and
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
difficult to say. It's literally something touches the strings in your
Yeah,
heart.
exactly. Just gets it. And it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. All right. So I want to talk to you then about mentorship, okay, and the community that we have in Kizomba and just mentorship in general. So we've talked about the importance of representation for ladies. And I believe you've credited a gentleman called, is it Walter Correa? Correa, I believe. I hope I'm
Korea.
saying that. Korea? Okay, all right. As your DJ godfather. Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
think probably, yeah. I don't even know if he remembers this. It was a long time ago. It was my first festival here in Moscow. It was a Russian festival, not international. And Walter Korea was here as well. And I said to him, it's my first time ever. I'm going to perform on the party of the festival. He said something, it was just simple words, but it was so calming and kind of a good, I don't know, the good word for this, but when you say something in good way, I mean, something like good luck, blah, blah, blah. But at this, I remember this time that he supported me, that he kind of relaxed me in my first step of the stage. And I will always remember that, actually. I remember those people who helped me to go over these big steps, like Tatiana. She pushed me to the first DJing, to be a DJ in general, like Walter Correa, who kind of said me good luck to the Kizomba stage. And yeah,
Yeah. So it's important then mentorship and obviously
it's really
yeah.
important when someone who is more experienced tells you that you will be good, you will be fine, you will get over this in the best way. So to make you self-assured about what's happening, to give you some strength, let's say like this. It's really important. And that's why when I have a chance to say good luck to a girl performing for the first time, maybe not the first time, but I will always do this because I remember how it was important for me when I was nothing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's not say nothing. Let's say when you were first starting out. Right? Let's like to keep it positive. Okay, and I'm sure you're going to be great mentor to many many people. So that's fantastic. All right, so I know that you travel quite a bit for DJing. I know that lots of DJs do as well. So how do you balance the traveling, with your personal well-being? I don't know how much traveling you're doing, but I know for some of you it can be a lot. So how do you balance that with your work and just life in general?
To be honest with you, that's one of the challenging part because sometimes I don't have time to get rest, and people who know me and they know that this is difficult, and sometimes I'm really exhausted. For example, I can arrive, I don't know, 6 a.m. in the morning and come to home because normally I try not to go to the office. I take home office and I start to work, let's say at 9. I start my working day the same day I just arrived from the festival. I know that people, they normally they can take day off, but I don't have this chance, unfortunately. So I have to be present, and that's the challenging part. How can I balance? I'm trying to go to bed early this day.
It's as simple as that, right?
As soon as possible. In fact, this easy things like have enough sleep, good food. I'm trying to eat balance. Even though I'm at festival, I'm trying to get my protein,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
my fiber.
Yep.
So those things, my veggies, and I'm still trying to balance this. Even though it's a lot of temptations like cakes, I don't
Yes.
know, something fast food, pizza. Of course, I like pizza, but I'm trying to do it in balance. So literally what helps me to recover and get energy from after the travels is to find, literally I push myself to go early to sleep, even though sometimes I feel too much energy, even though I understand that no, that's the body needs rest, and to eat light food, not heavy something. Also actually I do yoga exercises. I'm not really yoga person. No, don't think. I'm singing all all the time, no, but I do some stretches, and it also helps to release the body tension.
100%. So the reason I'm asking is because I know that, you know, some DJs I've spoken to, you know, some of them I see traveling, they're all over the place. I'm like, well, even teachers as well, you know, they do a lot of traveling, and I'm thinking, that's a lot, you know. You got to get back, do your own job or whatever it is, if you have another job, whatever. So it's just a lot. So what I'm trying to get at here is make sure you look after yourself, because there's no point in
Absolutely.
running around, you know, tiring yourself out, and then you can't show up and be good or be your best. And that's not just for DJing,
Absolutely.
that's for life in general. I'm not a
Yeah,
life coach, but I'm just saying we need you to be the best that you can be to perform. That's what I'm saying.
absolutely. You know, it's the rule to put mask on you first and then to others.
Yeah,
So you need to
exactly.
take care about yourself. It
Exactly.
probably sounds a little bit selfish, but sometimes we really need to take care about ourselves to help our close people. And actually, you know, for example, for me, it's really important to have enough sleep, because after that, after I have a good sleep, I am relaxed, I'm in a good mood, I am more productive, I can bring you more, I will be more effective for everything, either at the festival or my work or my family. So I can do a lot of things. Trust me,
Yeah,
I can
well,
do
just
a
get that
lot.
sleep then, and make sure we have those hard sets, those great
Absolutely.
sets. That's all I'll say to you.
Well, of course, at festivals, you don't have enough sleep. Sometimes we have, for example, I may have sets at 12 and then at 6, and there is no point to sleep in between. And then you wake up, I don't know, at some point, and then at 2 p.m., you should go to social, and all those, you meet people, you should dedicate your time to them as well, to talk to people, to do some socializing things. So, and that's important to still think how you can balance your own your own balance, right?
No, it's good. So make sure you get that sleep, Tatiana, because we want to
Thank you.
hear those lively sets. So 100%. Okay, cool. All right. So I want to ask you a question. So
Okay.
not that I haven't been asking you questions all the way through, but I'm going to ask you another question. All right. Imagine I am a new DJ. Yeah. And imagine I want to become a DJ, and I'm having a lesson, so a DJing lesson, and the lesson's with you. So you're teaching me, and it's the very first lesson that we have. Okay. What is the first thing that you would teach me as a new person coming into the setting of being a DJ? What's the first lesson that you would give me?
I was not ready for that. But,
Okay.
you know, I will explain why. Because sometimes people ask me, would you mind? Would you help me to be a DJ? And some people come to me, do you have some classes, some probably workshops, how to be a DJ? And I'm thinking that that's such a big job to teach in someone, because you have to structure your lessons, where you should start, and it's a big responsibility in front of your students. I don't have this responsibility to structure something. I am pretty chaotic person, to be honest with you. So first thing, I would ask person if she or he really like music, if she really in love with the music, because DJing actually has a lot of challenges, and sometimes we do not get gigs. We can be disappointed on that. Sometimes we had to mix the empty dance floors at the beginning of the career. It's happened a lot. You may not receive a lot of money for the DJing. You will travel a lot and you will be exhausted, physically exhausted. You can be emotionally exhausted. If you have this love to music, to get over all these things, all those challenges, then welcome. I will show you the old passion.
So that's the first
The first thing.
criteria.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I would show that, well, of course, I would show what this button means, what this knob means,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the structure of music, that is
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
many counts it has, and how to find the first beat,
Okay.
the very first.
Cool. Well, basics are the basics, because literally, like I said,
Absolutely.
you know, you're new, you're trying to do something. So that's all I wanted to find out. So that's cool. Where it
I
all
don't know
starts.
if it's surprising or not.
No, because if you have never had that experience behind the decks and you're like, oh, okay, I'm here now. What am I going to do? I was just interested to see what a DJ, what would be the
Yeah.
first thing they would say, where your hands would go, but you've talked about the beat and everything, so
Yeah. That there is a beat, there is a mm, speed of the songs. Even though I have a musical education.
Mhm.
If so, for me, it was kind of surprising that the BPMs are different.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Even though, of course, I understand that there is slow music, there is fast,
Yeah.
but how can you measure this with the speed of music? But how it's measured in this software,
Mhm.
that's the thing.
Yeah, and
I probably look a little bit stupid, but it was like me.
no,
It was for me
no,
like
not
that.
at all. Yeah, and I think that this is interesting because obviously as a DJ, you listen to music all the time. So this has got to help you with your dancing, right? So when you're then dancing, you know the structure of the music and you know what's
Right.
going to happen, the pauses, where the song leans into, where it needs more from you. So that makes you actually a better dancer, I would think.
I
Well,
don't
in
think
terms of
that it
musicality.
makes you, in terms of musicality, most definitely, because like you said, there's poses, accents, and here comes this part of changing the harmony or something. And sometimes, if you want me to be honest,
Yes,
sometimes when
please.
I'm dancing and listening to the DJ, and for example, he or she is playing my favorite song, and I'm so happy to dance on that, and the DJ starts to mix it. Do not let the song go longer and start to change it. And literally, I think I would kill the DJ. Why? Why he or she is doing
Especially
this?
if it's your
Why?
favorite song, right? You know when your
Especially,
favorite song comes on, you're like, oh, stop it. Like,
yeah.
why?
To be honest with you, yeah, I become very upset, and it's like, oh, why? Why is that? Please.
Okay, so you're just like everybody else, which is great to hear. This is what it is.
Yes. Yeah.
That's good.
It's funny.
Yeah. So, I kind of want to ask you this question, but I don't. So let's try it. I mean, let's try it. So who are
Okay.
some of your favorite DJs?
Right. It's very nice questions. My favorite DJs are Pinguso. I totally in love of his mixing techniques and how he mixes everything. DJ Coles. And this guy is absolutely amazing. He can mix 3, 4 songs all together and it sounds so naturally, so amazing. And I appreciate a lot of his musical choice. I like Stefano Lima, that this person can do everything. And the emotions he brings to the dance floor, is just fantastic. Probably these 3, but to be honest with you, it's difficult to pick just one
Yeah,
because
sure. No, yeah, yeah.
everyone has his own style or her own style. I would really love to hear a live of DJ Nikin. It's a female DJ, and
Yeah.
she's what I can see. I see what she's doing only in reels or videos. Never heard her in real. I would really love to listen to her sets and dance on her sets. She's really inspiring. Actually, she's something amazing.
Excellent.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's okay. You can stop now. I got good enough. This is fine. I know it's hard to answer that, but that's fine. You don't have to go on anymore.
No, Victor, it's can I say that as those guys, they are my colleagues and I understand absolutely what they're going through. And for example, if I will not name someone, or for example, if I name not enough female DJs, probably someone can feel pointed just because I don't mention their name.
Yeah.
But
That's why I kind of didn't want to ask you the question, but sometimes it's just nice to find out what people, what they like or what they
yeah,
appreciate because we like everyone.
to be honest with you, I don't like everybody.
Mhm.
Of course, I have my favorite DJs who I named. And by the way, I forgot to mention DJ Now. He's absolutely fantastic. And to my surprise, in my opinion, he was more about Ghetto Zouk person. And once I was at his party when he presented his new album in Brussels and he mixed such a great urban. So I could not believe my ears that he is really great DJ. You know, those guys, I got an inspiration from them, and I see how do they manage the crowd. Nice life. We know him like more the person who does groovy stuff. You know, some a little bit deep and also a little bit hard stuff. But once I've heard his set about closing hours, maybe 5 a.m. It was 5 a.m. It was so amazing, romantic music. You cannot imagine. It was so beautiful. And also on the same party where DJ Now was, Nice Life, he performed some authentic music. I never heard, for example, before. I heard a lot of his sets, but I never heard Nice Life mixing authentic music, and it was wow, that's great, that's amazing, that's so awesome. So you know what inspires me in a DJ that can surprise you. So, for example, you have this imagination of someone that he is good, for example, in urban, but when he starts to mix authentic and it touches so much your heart, and you say, wow, it's so surprising. It's so even unbelievable. And I find the beauty in that.
And you appreciate that. So, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
That's
thank
amazing.
you very much for sharing those names with us. Okay. And obviously we can
My
get people can
pleasure.
listen to
My pleasure.
their mixes where they can find their mixes. What message would you give to other women considering pursuing DJing, but they might feel intimidated? What would you say to them?
First of all, don't be afraid to be yourself and don't be afraid to express yourself. Shine your beauty and you can do it just like this magic happen. You can do it for sure, absolutely. Just do not give up.
Fantastic advice, and you heard it here, ladies. Just go for it because we're waiting for you. We're waiting for more of you to come. Okay. No, thank you very much, Tati. Thank you for that. And thank you for sharing, you know, your stories, your past, what you've been through. And we want to say thank you very much for coming onto our podcast. Yeah. So
Yeah,
where
thank
can
you.
people
Thank you.
go on.
I wanted to say thank you so much, Victor, for this invitation to have me as your guest. It's an honor for me and a real pleasure, as well as your interesting questions. And they're not banal, right? Can I say like that? They're
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
usual. And sometimes I was a little bit stuck to answer quickly. But thank you so much to invite me, and I got a real pleasure from the conversation. I hope our listeners will do it too.
Thank you so much. But where can we find you? Where are your socials? Where can people find out more about you, Tatiana?
Well, my sets you can find in SoundCloud for sure. I don't know how can I tell you the link just with my DJ Tati. Also, you can find my page on Spotify. I started to releasing my own songs recently. So far, I have just 2 songs. I started with one of my songs, and which is more about myself. It was supposed to be a female song, but it's sang by a male singer, Kai Sheni, very talented singer and producer and beatmaker. So I'm really happy to work with him, to have worked with him. So you can find me at Spotify, also by DJ Tati, also in Instagram, but in Instagram just pictures and visuals.
Yeah, no, fantastic. So we'll check you out. Tatiana, listen, it's been a joy. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us on the podcast. But we can't just let you go yet because we also always have a little finishing off with a little game that we like to play where we ask you some questions. All right.
Okay, right.
So we have three cards and you have to pick a color and you answer the question. And then the last one is left for me, and then I answer that question as well. All right. So you have 3 options here. So we have orange, green, and yellow as colors. So out of those colors, which one would you choose?
Let's go with orange.
Orange. All right. So orange. Interesting question. So let's see how you answer this one. Bear with me. So it says here, it's an option question. So would you rather? All right. So would you rather DJ So DJ a party where no one is dancing much, but they all swear they're having the best time. Yeah.
Mhm.
Or DJ a party where everyone is dancing, but they keep asking for strange song requests.
I would prefer, honestly, it's easy, the first option.
The first one. Why? Why?
Because I think I provide them something that they're really enjoying. So they enjoying my job. I am enjoying them having fun, and everybody is happy, right?
Okay.
But if they constantly ask me for song requests, that it means that something disturbing them, and I'm not doing, I'm not doing great.
Well, the thing is that they're all dancing, yeah, but they're asking you for strange song requests. But okay, fine. The first one's okay, no problem. I get it. Cool. All right. You have green and yellow left. What would you like?
Okay, let's go with green.
Green. Okay.
I hope you're not cheating on me. I mean,
No, not
you
at all.
pick up,
Not at all.
you pick the real green one because I do not see the green one. Okay.
See, no cheating here.
Yes, no cheating
People.
here.
No listeners
Honest
can't see
questions,
what we're
honest
doing, but I'm
answers.
showing her the card that has the green tag on it.
Right.
So there you go.
Right.
Okay, so this one says, would you rather accidentally press pause on a packed dance floor, yeah, or have your laptop freeze mid-set?
Oh my goodness. It's better to pause. No frozen laptop. It's a nightmare. It's a
So
pause.
yeah, I guess the accident is just you can press pause or you can quickly go back to it, right? But I think we spoke about it earlier, right? Something when the power cuts out, there's nothing you can do, or when it freezes, there's nothing you can do. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's better. Of course, it was happening to me several times when I pause occasionally, but
Yeah.
it happens. Sometimes you push wrong button or just with your sleeves, something or buttons or some details of the outfit can touch something not in a proper time. So it may happen again. You should resist the stress.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's the easy option. Okay. No problem. So thank you for you picked those two and you saw that I wasn't, setting you up there. All right. So now we have yellow, which I'm going to show you again. You see yellow, right?
Yeah. Okay. I believe now. I trust you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man. Okay. So this question, it says here, so this really should have been your question, but this always happens to me. But anyway, it says your dream DJ battle. All right. So if you were battling someone else, would it be would you rather it be a legendary DJ from the past, so a legend or a really great DJ, a robot DJ with AI powered track selection, yeah, or a random dancer from the crowd who thinks they know better and can do a good job? All right. So out of these three, for me, I think it's gonna have to be, what can I say? Maybe a random stranger from the crowd because, we can just test our skills against each other maybe. So yeah, I think that's what I would choose out of those three.
Yeah, that would be nice. Maybe this person is super talented and have amazing taste of
Yeah.
songs.
Or I'm hoping that they're terrible because I'm
Not
going to be terrible.
No, no, no.
But what would you choose out of those three if you remember them?
I would like to be a legendary DJ.
Yeah. So, but this is the person you're going to be battling against, right?
But yeah, it would be challenging. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Well, yeah. So you're up for a challenge then, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No? Fantastic. Okay.
I'm up for challenges. So if you would like to challenge me, let's do it. Even though
Fighting
I
talk.
will failing.
No, not at all. Fight and talk. But Tatiana, I want to show you something. Look.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Yes, I do.
You see that clearly?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Orange, green, and yellow. You didn't cheat. That's important.
Yeah. No, look, well, listen, thank you very much again for joining us. It's been great meeting you. We wish you all the best. We'll be looking out for your sets and hopefully, we'll bump into you at some point in some festival around the world somewhere, Tatiana. So thank you again for joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much once again. And really looking forward to see everybody in my dance floor and you in particular, Victor. So I remember you authentic person. So I have something in pockets for authentic people.
Fantastic. Okay. I'll hold you to that. Thank you, Tatiana. And thank you to everybody
Thank you.
listening and watching on the podcast. Like I always say, keep dancing, and we hope to see you on the dance floor soon. Take care. Bye. Peace.